Okay, let's start by saying, Jennifer Shah, I do not believe that you are not guilty. You are 100% guilty. That is my opinion, my speculation, that not everybody is lying but you. There's no way that you're going to go in front of the same judge that told you not to do something. You went and did it anyway, and then go back in front of her after you did it and give her the excuse that everybody's lying but you. But that's neither here or there. That's my opinion. So, what we're going to do is play some commentary from you, and then you're going to hear my opinions. So, let's just start here.
You know, Sharif's office or whatever, right? Trying to, like, not saying anything, but that they need, this is going on at home. Sharif is seeing the video footage alerts pop up. He's in the hospital, so his assistant is seeing it happen. So then he shows me the footage, and the footage is of SWAT team, NYPD. They're going to war gear. I'm thinking, well, clearly, if you're going to spend taxpayers' money to come all the way from New York, you've done your research, I would assume, to know that what you're accusing me of is a white-collar crime, and you would have done your research to know there is no threat here. This is a good, upstanding family.
Okay. First of all, the research, again, proves, Jennifer Shah, they're not going to waste all that money and time on you if they don't have all the proof in the world that you are guilty. So, what you're trying to say is that it's the taxpayers' problem, that the AR-15s, and it's the Southern District of New York's problem that this is happening, not yours. But okay.
There's no history of guns, violence, nothing. We don't own a gun, nothing. But the way they came in, it was like what you see on TV when they're like coming in to like take down Osama bin Laden or like take down like some drug cartel. Like, my point is it's extreme. And I see my son, my 15-year-old, being walked out at gunpoint. They're pointing AR-15s with the red dot on his chest, and he's a black man in America, and it made me so sick as a mother. Like, what if my son moved the wrong way?
Yeah, what if,
moved
Jen?
an inch to
What
the
if?
left, and they shot him? They would have just, he'd be another statistic, and they would just be like, well, we have every right to do this.
I was horrified.
Okay. Now, all things that she should have thought about before she committed the crimes that she committed, okay? Yes, this was absolutely sad. It was absolutely sad to see, and it was disgusting, and these are all things that she should have thought of before she committed any of these crimes. These are things that happened because of what she has done, okay? Let's further continue.
Horrified because I couldn't imagine the amount of guilt and shame she's feeling, knowing that she had put her children and her nephew through that type of traumatic experience. I mean, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and like I feel bad if I pick her up 5 minutes late for carpool, and it haunts me, and I make it up by buying a pumpkin steamer on the way home. You know what I mean? Like that's what moms do. We're always trying to just show up for our kids and show up for our family and compensate for our families. And this felt like a divide that I could not even imagine as a mom and a friend. And I felt devastated for her and devastated for her children.
Well, I would feel devastated for her children, yes. So let's talk about now Stuber Chains. Now we know for season 1 and 2 how close her and Stuber Chains were, and how she praised him and #1 assistant, and she's doing all these things, and they're spending all this money, they're making all this money, they're doing all these things, all these great things, they're so close. Well, let's just see how she distances herself.
At one point at lunch with Jen, her relationship with Stuart comes up. What's going through your mind?
I just thought, in these moments, self-preservation probably reigns supreme, and I'm not going to cast judgment on it,
Well, you should have.
Is he your business partner?
No,
Is he your assistant?
He's not my business partner. I mean, we're not partners in any business.
He's just doing
See what a good boss I am? I feed you while you work, while you make
We hear that,
money,
right?
I feed you.
I know that Stuart and Jen have a deep, abiding love for each other and relationship that goes their loyalty goes beyond any loyalty that Jen's shown to any of her other circle of friends.
Exactly.
I appreciate you sticking with me through the bad times, the good times, and I hope you realize too, like, the sacrifices I made. They're to take care of you and your family.
I just felt like...
You heard that, right? The sacrifices she made to make sure to take care of her and his family and make sure everybody was taken care of. So, basically, like I said, Jennifer Shah is basically saying that everybody's lying about her. Let's see what else we have here.
Jen has to do whatever she can do right now to save herself.
Really?
If you're drowning, you're going to push down any head that's keeping you from getting oxygen. And I just try not to take too much stock in it. No judgment.
So,
Okay.
Stuart has been somebody that I've known over the last, like, 9-10 years.
Here we go.
I met him when I was consulting for a company. Stuart was an employee there. He just, you know, he was kind of an underdog in his department, and I felt bad for him. Like, I felt like, hey, he seems like a good person if somebody would just, like, you know, give him a chance or an opportunity.
Oh.
So part of when the company sold, they were going to get rid of him, and I was like, no, you should keep him. I didn't really know him like that, but I just felt like he was a hard worker, and I saw him, like, going the extra mile, and I was like, you know what, he just needs a chance. And so that's how our relationship started. And listen, I must have saved Stuart's job 5 or 6 times, okay, over the years.
Okay.
Because then every time Stuart would get into some trouble, I would always go be like, listen, he means well, you know, and so that's how we became really close. And Stuart, I was a refreshing person to have in his life because he's very Mormon. He went on a mission. Listen, I was like, you did what?
Let's just stop her here.
And he's like, I went on a mission.
Okay. So, you know, Miss Captain Save-A-Ho, I guess she is. I don't know. She ended up ruining his life anyway because, you know, this poor man was like this law-abiding citizen, allegedly. And now he's looking at, what, 70-some years in prison. Yeah, so. And, okay, so if we want to get into Coach Shah now. Now, let's think about this. They've been married for 25 years, correct? Now, she at one point said she spends $50,000 a month to support the family that she has now adopted, and I guess her family. What it looked like to me, it was her family wanted nothing to do with her, so she went out and bought another one. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me, but anyway. So we have this man, Coach Shah. Yes, we know he used to be an attorney, which to me really, I don't know why that really matters, because if he was still practicing law, then this would be a whole different story. Anyway, let's get back to, did he know or did he not? I don't know how he could not have known that the money that she was spending did not come from his salary. I would really love the fact to hear from him where he thought the money was coming from. I believe that he is doing right by his children, by his wife of 25 years. He's standing by his wife. I don't believe that he was planning on sticking by her for the long run after this, as we know that he did file for some type of separation prior to this. I think that he is just trying to keep the crazy at bay because we know she is going to prison. Allegedly, I guess I have to say that allegedly, she committed these crimes. 98% conviction rate. Honey, they don't go to the grand jury with shit that they fucking can't convict. I don't even know if I'm allowed to curse on here. But that is my take on Jen Shah. And yeah, poor Stuart Chains, man. The fact that this man is going to go in front of, a bunch of people, judge, jury, her, and I guess all the other ones that are pleading, and call her a big fat effing liar. You know, and the one thing is too, when you sign a plea deal, if there is any type of misinterpretation, a lie, if you sway anything from the truth of written on that plea deal, that is null and void, and you get a longer sentence. So, Miss Jennifer Shah, all those people that signed all those plea agreements saying that you are guilty are not lying, my friend. They're not lying, sister. So I suggest that you get honest with yourself, accept the responsibility, take accountability. I don't know what you got to do, girlfriend, but I suggest that you do not go in front of that judge and plead your case like you've been pleading on social media, honey. And I think it's really sad that you are going to blame everybody else for what your children are going through besides yourself. Okay? You have nobody to blame but yourself. And I hope to God that your husband had nothing to do with anything what you were doing. It's a shame that you drug poor Stuber Chains into it. But it's a shame because you know what? Watching when your children look at you, they're dead in the eyes, man. They don't see nothing. You know? But that's my unpopular opinion about you. That's all I got to say about that.